Hey everyone, how you doing? There's always a delay when I hit live and when I actually go live, so I often don't start talking until I know I'm live. Imran from Web Squadron. It's 7:30 in the UK, and there's nothing on TV, and I just want to kill a bit of time by going live and just enjoying myself a little bit. It's been a very hectic few days. Hey, Webrizer, how you doing? It's been a very hectic few days. Lots going on, lots to sort out. And I'm just planning out the rest of my time for this week, really. I've got a lot of stuff I've got to juggle to get done. I hope you enjoyed the web accessibility video that came out yesterday. I'm so glad to see so many of you joining on the premiere. But I like to think, based on some of the comments I've had back as well on the video and during that chat, that people generally enjoyed it. I think they liked the delivery. I tried to ensure there was no waffle, no padding, no flowery, waffle. So I wanted to make sure that I got to the point and I kept it on point in terms of what I was explaining about the ARIA labels, when to use them, when not to use them, buttons, icons, descriptive text, and all of that. And if you've not gone and seen the video, please do go and watch it. I think I hit the nail on the head. I haven't yet had anyone come back to me with any criticism, which is a good thing, which is also quite strange. Normally, I get quite a bit of criticism within 12 hours of the video going out, but this time I didn't. But if you have not watched it, please do go and watch it. My son's in the room. He looks like he's looking a bit shifty. Thank you very much for that, John. I'm just going to rearrange my window just so I can keep track of the comments that are coming in. Thanks for that. Yeah, it was, I mean, I wanted to be as factual as possible, but I also wanted to remove some ambiguity and doubt that I do believe was my fault based on my previous accessibility video I did 4 months ago, 5 months ago, 4 to 5 months ago, where I went overboard with the ARIA labels. Now, what I did was not wrong. Some experts are going to say, no, you were wrong. I wasn't wrong. I went overboard. So your screen reader would be reading out stuff that actually you could probably already see on the screen, or you were kind of repeating yourself. So you got descriptive text, and then the screen reader is reading out even more text. So it's like overload. So I wasn't wrong, it was just overload. But I wanted to remove that ambiguity and keep it all slick and slim as much as I could. Donald, the top to bottom structure was great. The top to bottom structure? Do you mean the hierarchy, Donald? Do you mean sorry, let's get rid of that comment. Do you mean like, so where you say the top to bottom structure, do you mean where I explain like the H1 and then you go to the H2s, which should be the title for all of your different sections? So if you got a section called testimonials at the bottom, I know people that think, well, it's so far down the page, it must be a H6. That is still a H2. Is then what you have within that. I think that's what you mean when you say the top to bottom structure. I think that's what you mean. But I also hope people appreciate that code snippet I put together with regards to how to how to fix the skip to content. A little bit of a flaw. Got it, mate. Header and logo. Started with the header and worked down through the page. Thank you very much, Donald. And that is something I really wanted to do. I didn't want to have like a pre-built page and go, right, now let's find all the issues and flaws. I thought, let's just start with like, almost like a blank page, wasn't it? Because I think I started with the header. I already had a menu. That's right. I had a header template container with a menu. And then I added in the 3 different ways that people tend to do the logo. So we kind of cover off all the bases. Because I do often find that, and this is the mistake I've made in the past when I've done accessibility video, I've got a pre-built page and I've got an image logo, so I only ever talk about the image logo. And I've already got like some text and button, so I talk about that. And I feel like taking a step back and saying, well, what if you're using the site logo? You don't need an ARIA label because it's already kind of covered off. And I feel like breaking it out like that now means it's more accessible for people who are reviewing their website, because now they can go, well, I didn't use an image, I used a site logo. I didn't use a site logo, I used an icon. And now they can relate to that. And I also try to make sure my timestamps were as easy to follow as possible. In fact, the timestamp, has anyone looked at the timestamps in that video? If you look at the timestamps, I'm literally telling you. So I haven't just put site logo. I'm literally telling you the site logo does not need ARIA label. So if you want to watch it, you can watch it. If you don't want to watch it, just look at the timestamp. That is telling you, it's summarizing what I'm showing you in the video. Because I just wanted to make it quick and easy for people just to fly through it. But I hope it goes down well. I hope lots of people watch it. I hope it helps you out with building future websites. Wow, Deepak, you got a big question there. So let's go through this then. Can I achieve a high-level customization, security, and UI UX design like custom coding with the help of WordPress, Elementor Pro? Basically, I want to create. Well, yeah. I mean, what you've basically said is, yes, you can do all of that. You might need to use some extra plugins. I've got videos on that. If you go to the learn.websquadron.co.uk website, I have my preferred plugins to use. So I showcase what security plugins I want to use. The UI and UX, well, that depends on your brief. Your wireframe, what does your client want? High-level customization, again, very gray area. What do you mean? How far do we want to go? Do we just want to use the Elementor Pro widgets and then drop in a bit of CSS? Are we going to JavaScriptify some animations and funky stuff going on in the page, maybe horizontal scrolling and things like that? So there's a lot you can do. And I think I've shown and proven that in a lot of videos, as have other people. And with AI, you know, you're only limited by your imagination and to an extent the page builder and to an extent AI as well as to what it says you can and can't do. But I would say that you just have to dive in with an idea of what you want to do, scribble it out, draw it out, have a think about how am I going to approach this. Use Elementor Pro. If you can't get it to do what you want, try a code snippet. Try some AI, chat GPT-ize it, you know, try and do something. And even if you can't do it then maybe consider and look at other plugins. And if you can't find a plugin, then you might need to hire someone to build out the solution for you. Webriser, does Elementor Pro have a plugin to sell an item an easy way like a t-shirt? Good question. You could if you want, okay. I did a video where you could add PayPal and quantity and calculations to your Elementor Pro form. And you could add PayPal. So you could have like loads of items, quantity, and then it totals it up. And then you have an add to PayPal. And then you can pop in all of your other fields. So without you going anywhere near WooCommerce, you could create something that lets the admin know that someone has paid for XYZ and here's the address details and here's what they want. So you could do something like that. However, the risk attached to doing that, because when you try to build something that you can just sell products, but you haven't got like all of the interfaces and, you know, the things that go on in the background like WooCommerce, SureCart, FluentCart and other stuff, you're opening yourself up to a problem when there's a refund, if you need further order details, if you want to have an account page for the client because they want to come back and pay, if they want to change the order, you know, suddenly stuff starts to open up. But if you're selling a simple product like a course or a t-shirt, potentially you could use that. But I've got a video on that. Go and look at Elementor Pro Form PayPal, and you'll find 2 or 3 videos that cover that off. Hey Sabino, thank you very much. I'm not the best. I'm just another guy who does stuff. Hey, thanks, Toby. By the way, Toby, have you seen the web accessibility video I put out yesterday? Please go and watch it. I'd love to know your thoughts. Um, Sul, hope you're okay. Music Junkie, what's my thoughts on Etch? So here's my thoughts on Etch. I have no thoughts on Etch because I've not signed up to use it and I don't use it either. I've seen bits and pieces around it, but to be honest, you could say to me, what's your thoughts on Quickly? What's your thoughts on Spectra? What's your thoughts on Etch? What's your thoughts on Gutenberg, Divi 5? I haven't got much to say about any of them because I don't actively use them. And I would say until I'm actively using a product, it wouldn't be right for me to say anything about it. You know, it's like a song. Someone could release a song and someone might say, do you like the song? And I'd be like, I haven't heard it. Yeah, but it's a really good song. Great. That's your subjective opinion. But until I see it, just like a movie, TV show, anything you experience in life, until I experience it, I've got no thought. Do you have any thoughts on it, Music Junkie? Have you used it? I'm guessing you have. So if have, please do let me know what your thoughts are. Webriser, why does Elementor not have an easy way to sell a product? Well, they do, because in a way, again, though, Webriser, you could say that about any other page builder, Breakdance, Bricks, Gutenberg, all of these products. In a way, you could argue it's the same thing, right? Divi, they latch onto using WooCommerce, and then they have the components and modules, not modules, widgets for that. Etch, I don't think you can buy anything via Etch either. You'll have to use a third-party product, like probably WooCommerce or Shortcart, FluentCart, stuff like that. But I did do a video that does show you how to sell and get paid via your Elementor Pro form. So if you're not seeing it, go and check out those videos. That should hopefully help you out. Toby, I'll definitely watch it soon. I'm sure you made the right decision to go back. Well, do you know what, mate? It was to answer some critics. It was for me to kind of go, no, I'm not going to let other people put me down or make me feel like I'm not good enough or I'm not right person to do this. I might not have a major accessibility problem, right? Visual impairment. But, you know, I mean, look at these glasses. You can see, you know, I'm pretty myopic and all that. But I wanted to show that I do understand it, and I'll make it simpler and hopefully make it easy for people to follow. But do go and watch it. All right? Do go and watch it, because I do think nearly everything I say in that video is relevant regardless of what page builder you use. The only bit that's not going to be really relevant is the Elementor accordion and the Elementor skipped content. But everything else in there is relevant regardless of the page builder. So I would definitely go and watch it. Web and Blogging Academy. I'm okay. How are you doing? Cosmin, the Stripe plugin video was quite helpful to me as far as selling a limited number of things. Good to hear that, Cosmin. Webriser, what is your own struggle at the moment with web building? My own struggle at the moment with web building, I would say, is no, it's not really a struggle. I think it's more a case of I think I'm being stubborn and a little bit arrogant with not embracing really animated websites. Some of my clients, or sometimes people, want to work with me and they have an idea for what they want, and I'm a bit like, I don't want to go there with that. Number one, I don't trust it enough to build that way. I'm worried about if I'll pull it off correctly, and also I don't see the fun in it. So what I mean is, some websites go really overboard with animation. Now, the first time you see it, or when you see someone demonstrating it, people tend to go, wow, look at that. That's amazing. But deep down, you know, when we have these awards and stuff for WordPress, a lot of the people that get shortlisted in the final 5, they're really heavily animated and stuff going on. And you look at it and go, wow, I didn't know we could do that. But deep, deep down, ask yourself, if you wanted to buy a product, or you were looking for an architect, or you wanted to buy some trainers, if you went to a website that was crazy animation and stuff happening, let alone when you look on a mobile, would you stick around? Because I probably wouldn't. I want things to be simple and easy. I know where I'm going, easy to navigate, and I don't want to have to go like that, blinking because there's so much going on screen. I don't want that. But that's just me. Asif says, in your recent videos, how much custom work do you do? Because here in Pakistan, a trend, everyone needs custom. Well, it depends really. I mean, what I would say, Asif, is that I do quite a lot of custom work, which is why a lot of my tutorials, I'm doing custom CSS, custom JavaScripting, HTMLing, code snippets. There's a reason I do that. A lot of people don't realize that, you know, when I develop a new bit of code and I share it, it's usually because, 20% of the codes I develop are because I've noticed people are having a problem on forums, or someone has asked and I thought, yeah, okay, yeah, let's have a go. 80% of the codes and stuff I share is because I had to think out the box and develop something for my own clients or something like that. So yeah, we do a lot of custom work, etc. And every single one of my projects is custom. I don't use pre-built templates. Now I do use pre-built themes like My Listing, but even then I'm only using the My Listing theme for the back end logic with the directory and all of that. The front end, other than the map feature that you get from the My Listing theme, everything else will be custom. It's all custom, right? So I'll build out what I need to build out, how I need to build it out for the client or to hit their end goal. Deepak, please can you give suggestions about the best appointment booking plugin? Okay, so really simple, right, Deepak? Okay, did you ask this before, Deepak? Did you ask this question on a previous live chat or something similar? So what I would say to you, right, is have you taken your question word for word, exactly how you've written it, every single word there? In fact, I should point over here. Every single word here, have you taken that and stuck it into ChatGPT and asked ChatGPT? What did ChatGPT say? And what you might want to consider is, are you looking for free plugins or paid plugins? Or freemium plugins? Or freemius plugins, whatever. Have you done that? Because what did that tell you? Because like I think I answered this before. What do you need from the booking plugin? Paid appointments, free appointments, calendar, ICS, so it sends it to their calendar. Day, time, multiple people, so they can pick the particular doctor or barber from the salon. Do they get to pick their service? Does that affect the price? Is there buffer time, 15 minutes before, 15 minutes after the appointment? How does that work? You know, so you got to think about all of these things and stick them into ChatGPT with what you want, and then get ChatGPT to tell you. Because these kind of questions should not now, in my opinion, these questions should not be asked on forums or live chat. So you want the date, you want the time, booking system for business. Right. Again, none of these questions should be on live chats. And I'll tell you why. Because I would need to know far more detail. I would need to know more, because I can't just reel off like, I could go WP booking system, WP booking. There's loads of stuff you could use. You could use TidyCal. You could use Calendly, maybe the premium version. There's loads of different solutions you could use. But I honestly believe that in this day and age right now, July the 8th, 2025, we should not be asking these questions in forums or anywhere. You've got AI. AI is going to give you richer answers, and it will even break down the cost and what you can and can't do there. And that should be your first point of call. So when you come over here to ask a question, you can now say, I've narrowed it down to these 4 plugins, and here's why, and here's what I want to do with them. Has anyone got experience of any of these 4 plugins? Which one did you prefer? And the answers then are targeted. A targeted question gets a targeted answer. A broad question is anyone's guess. And that's why you need to start off with ChatGPT and start there, or Gemini, or Grok, or Claude, or whatever you want to use. You need to start there. Rebecca, how do you handle transferring sites like from staging to live? Do you have to hire a developer for that? No, you don't. It does depend, though, on the plugin or the host provider. So if you're using SiteGround, you can just do a full deploy or partial deploy. If you're using BlogVault, not BlogVault, Airlift. Yeah, BlogVault, sorry. You can do a staging site, and again, you can do a partial full deploy. WP Staging, full deploy, so you don't need a developer. So, and of course, sorry, you mean transferring sites, though. No, you do mean, staging to live. So I would ask the question with, how was the staging site created? Arsif, HTML, CSS, not using builders. I mean, Arsif, building websites like that, I was doing a long time ago. I didn't find them that fun, mainly because a lot more work, a lot more risk, a lot more code. What if you drop dead? Who picks up the website? Not that you probably care if you drop dead, but unless the client is willing to pay for the amount of time and effort that goes into a raw, hard-coded website, I don't want to do that. And when you have so many solutions out there, it's a bit like, look, right, you can use AI to generate images. So why would you want to, let's say someone says, I want digital art. You can either pay someone to use Photoshop or whatever, right, and do the digital art. You can either pay someone to hard code a pixelated image, and that will take a while. Or you could use pre-existing solutions like Canva, whatever, and generate something. Or you could use AI. So, if people in Pakistan want to have HTML, CSS coded websites, fine, but they better pay for it, because they better not say, well, I'll pay you the same price as I would have paid for an Elementor website. Nope, because it's far more work. Anthony, how you doing? First time I managed to get on a show on live. Good to see you, my friend. Nayan says, CSS framework for the new Alpha 4. Are you planning to create one for us? Well, once I know we've got more version 4 stuff out there, I will be relaunching the Elemental course. And I will be heavily touching on V4. But I'm just waiting for more stuff to come out, and then I will do a framework. I'm still gonna put my classes for my font clamp in the site settings. I'm still gonna do that, but once we have more of V4 come out, I'll clarify that a bit more. Hey Marcelo, I'm glad you love the videos. My biggest difficulty is finding clients. Do you have any tips? So if you go over to learn.websquadron.co.uk, scroll down, you will see a $2 guide on how to get clients. I talk about a lot of stuff that other people have never shared or considered. And I think you should go and have a look at that, because a lot of it comes down to what are you doing differently to other web designers that's going to make someone want to use or work with you. And a lot of it comes down to selling the benefits and the outcomes that the client or the business will gain if they work with you. But you may want to go and have a look at the how to get clients guide. It's $2. All right. It is only 14. No, I think it's 17 pages. Or was it 14? It is $2 because time and effort went into creating it, but you definitely may want to go and have a look at that. Okay, Web and Blogging Academy, great to have you here. You take care. See you soon. Thanks very much, Nyan. And by the way, if you have not tried it already, down here, you will see the settings cog. You can now change the resolution for my live chats to 1440. 2K. You can get 2K quality now. Let me just sort this microphone out a bit. 2K quality now for the resolution. Go and have a look. Deepak, can we also achieve best page speed in our WordPress Elementor Pro? Listen, right, okay. Everyone that says this, right, are still living in the past. 3 years ago, Elementor Pro had a big issue with bloat, DOM, resources, loading, etc. You install a brand new WordPress website and then you put Elementor Pro, and then you have a blank page with nothing but a heading like hello. You just wrote hello. Your score would dive bomb to like 70, 65%. Now you do exactly the same thing. Your score will be 100%. Lots has improved. And I can tell you now, the more you build your website, the score will wobble a bit. But it will wobble roughly the same amount as bricks and breakdowns and other stuff. All of them will wobble a bit. And you can use fast press. You could use some of the code snippets I've got for performance. You could use airlift. I don't recommend NitroPack. I don't recommend WP Rocket. I don't recommend Perf Matters, all right? There's loads of plugins out there where there's a premium attachment. Seraphina Accelerator, I don't recommend them, all right? You're paying for stuff that you could actually do for free. And I've done videos on that, Page Speed 2024, but since there's a reason I did not do a Page Speed 2025 video, because since before Christmas, Elementor have improved a lot. And I'm telling you now, brand new website. If you try to do this on an existing website, the scores are always going to be high, low, medium, whatever, right? But a brand new website with Elementor Pro right now, you'll hit 100%. And as you build, the score might dwindle or drop. Might go to 97, 95, 96, 94, 97. It'll do a bit of that. But unless you go and add uncompressed images, and you're, locally loading stuff from other places, there's a bit of a lag or a delay. If you don't do those, your score will stay pretty high up there. And I think Elementor has moved on leaps and bounds. 3 years ago, right? 3 years ago, brand new Bricks website, 100%. Before you've done anything, Elementor was like 65, 70, 65, roughly 65 mainly. But things have massively improved since then. Massively improved. What's up? I have a job. Don't lean on the table, please. So, do you think that it is a good idea to create a custom plugin for small functions like sorting, option pages, duplicating posts, stuff like that, cut down? But I've already got snippets for that, Sol. So I've already got snippets for duplicating your posts and pages and products. I've got a code snippet for sorting. Got all of that. Option pages, don't think I've got that. But yeah, I've already got code snippets for that. So yeah, there's no need to use a plugin for duplicating posts and pages. There's no need to use a plugin for sorting your posts and products and custom post types or anything like that. You need to go and check out the videos I've done. The sorting one I did last week, I think it was. If you do a search for duplicate in the YouTube Web Squadron channel, you'll find one that is a duplicating code snippet. And in fact, if you go to the learn.websquadron.co.uk page, scroll down, you'll see the code snippets bundle. Sorry, I yawned then. Code snippets bundle. Inside of there is the duplicating code snippet. So it's all there. The duplicate one is there, so there's no need. I've even got a code snippet for purging your website. So you don't even have to use a plugin to purge your website, right? What Nyan's just said, right? What Nyan's just said there, right? So my 2024 video was much better than the 2023, but even still, Nyan used the 2023 video, right? And heavy pages are still getting scores of 95 to 99. There's the evidence. There's the proof, right? He's using, you know, things are not so bad. But even now, I still see people posting, oh, Elementor's too slow and this and that. But they never share the URL. They don't share what else they've got on the website. And then you find out it's got loads of other plugins and loads of this and loads of that. And you kind of go, so you were expecting the page builder to handle a badly built website. That's not how it works. Right? That's how it works. Ah, but Sol, I've got a code snippet for purging. And it works. Wickedly. Steve, has anyone noticed anything weird about the padding and margin recently in Elementor? Now then, someone else said something similar about this, but I have not had the issue. Sorry, I'm yawning. I've been awake since 4:30 a.m. So I've been awake for 15 and a half hours. And I've been for 15 and a half hours, and I was working for 12 of them. At 5 a.m. to 5:30. Remove half an hour for toilet breaks and getting stuff to eat and whatever. So 12 hours. So it's been a heavy day. And now I'm doing a live chat. So that will probably take me up to 16 hours-ish, I think. But yeah, it's been a... I don't help myself by getting up at 5:30, do I? You get up at... No, 4:30. I don't help myself. But then I get so much done. Like by the time it's 7:30 in the morning, I will have sorted out social media posts, a bit of editing, scheduling shorts to go out on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Twitter, LinkedIn, sorted all that out. Sorted out my task list, refined things, maybe done a bit of research, caught up on some videos I wanted to watch about learning something or just watching what other people say, learning about lighting and cinematography of studios and camera settings and things, researching, looking at new products. There's so much I can get done so that from 7:30 to 7:50, I'll do some workout. I'll be showered by 8 and then get ready. So I'm back at my desk by 8:30. So whereas some people don't start working at their desk until 8:39, when I start, I now know what I'm going to get done for the day and what I'm going to achieve. And it just sets me up for the day. And then I just, boom, hit it hard, get things done. And if I'm going to record a video, I like to get that done in the morning so that you're showered up, get it done. Because by the time the day goes on, your hair's all over the place and you drop food on yourself and you look like a wreck or whatever. But from 5 a.m. to 7:30, if there's any prep work to do for the video, it's done. So I can now dive in to getting it done. Real Studios. After 6 years of grinding, I moved from WordPress to Next, JavaScript, React. Keep it up. Your content is always top. Thanks very much, Real Studios, and good to see you back here. Steve says it seems inconsistent. Yeah, I mean, I've not had any issues with the padding and margin. I mean, Nick does make a good point though about the caching. Have you regenerated your CSS, purged your site, and purged the server? Nick, have you seen the video I put out yesterday about web accessibility, especially with Elementor? And I know, like, sorry, I keep adjusting this because I feel like it's always dropping or not quite near my mouth. Um, I know Mariam and a few others are like taking accessibility a lot more seriously now with Elementor and the whole Ally plugin as well, extra. But have you seen it? Excellent. I'm glad you liked it. I like to feel like I really clarified how to get the best out of your website, whether it's Elementor or not, with regards to web accessibility, skip to content, and the Elementor accordions. So many people whinge about that, but they've never really told anyone, well, this is how I would sort it out. That's the one thing that really pisses me off, everyone, okay? If you are using the keyboard, right, to tab, the Elementor accordion will require you to hit the up and down arrows and return button. Now, that's not wrong. Some people have been saying that Elementor have got it wrong. If you look deeper, there's logic behind that. It's all to do with the way the tabbing. There's a term for it. Is it UAIG or WAIG? There's a term for it. I can't remember the acronym now, right? So it's not wrong. It's just that Elementor do that. And actually, the way they do it is actually better because you have more control over the up and down arrow and the return to open and all of that shit. But even still, people whinge about it, but they don't tell you how to solve it. Well, guess what? I just told you what to do. Tooltip, hide it, screen readers can see it. So if anyone is tabbing, screen reader will tell them what to do. Job done. We don't have a problem. So don't just talk about the problem. Why don't you go and spend the fucking time to find a fucking solution? People don't want to do that. Do you know what I mean? Let's whinge about what's not working. Let's not sort it out. No. All right? Because if you have found a problem and you can't solve it, then it's okay to call it a problem, right? But if you find a problem, solve it. Show people that this is what you do. Or admit to trying to solve it. But I don't think people bother. They find a problem. Oh, everybody, look at this, look at this. Oh, my God. Oh, how could they get this wrong? Did you even bother to try and find a solution? And that's what I want to see more of, right? Web designers and developers are not just web designers and developers. We are digital problem solvers, right? Even when there's no problem, you're still a problem solver. Client wants to achieve XYZ. You are the problem solver, the digital problem solver. They have a problem. They need a website. You're going to sort it out. You're the digital problem solver, okay? Even though some people say, it's not a problem. Yes, it is. It's a problem for the client. Even if they just want the logo made bigger, it's a problem. You are the digital problem solver. Sol says, absolutely. Thanks very much, Nick. I mean, do you know what? I just got fed up with hiding, feeling like, I felt like a coward. I felt gutless. I felt like I let the noise win. And I never let the noise win. And this time I just thought I let the noise win and I don't want to do that again. So Asif, here's the reason why I have done non-GSAP of how to do GSAPy stuff. But if I'm really honest, okay, Andrea, I had a chat with her about a couple of years ago, and she was trying to get back into YouTube, and I spoke to her, I chatted with her, and I said, you're really good on your GSAP stuff. Become the GSAP queen. And she did. She's rolled with it, and she owns that territory now, and for that reason, I don't want to get involved into GSAP. I want to respect the fact that she's owning it, and I want her to own it, and she's doing really well on it. Um, very, very true what Nick says there, right? Accessibility takes time. And do you know what? You won't get everything perfect. And I have to be honest, there are some websites where they tick every accessibility box. But when you look at those websites, they're very plain. Don't be fooled by the bright colors on some of these websites. I'm not going to name them, but don't be fooled because it's bright. No, it's just images, backgrounds, and text. Maybe the odd button. It's pretty simple, all right? So don't be fooled by that, okay? What I did in my video was try and make it realistic and real for what a lot of you will be using. And how do we make it accessible? How do we get around the problems? Cheers, Nick. Do my thing. I try, mate. I try. I won't always get it right. I will trip up over myself, but then you know what? I admit it. I acknowledge it. I never hide. You know, if I've got something wrong, I'll let you know. I'll do an updated video or something. But for me, it's all about, you know, we all fuck up, but we can all pick ourselves back up again. All right? Okay? Fuck up, pick up. Similar sounds and rhymes, all right? But that's what you got to do. This is nearly empty, and I'm dying for another one. Can I go get another one? I'm going to go get another one. Stay right there, okay? Hey, everyone. So my cats are so cheeky, right? They're very clever at like using their claws to open a cupboard door and get the treats, and then one of them will open it, the other will jump in, grab like a packet of like cat biscuits, treats, bite it, jump out with it, and then they claw it open. Um they're Bengal cats, and Bengal cats are very athletic, very clever. I'm telling you now, those two cats are so clever with the sounds and the way they act and behave and everything. And the noises they make when they're around you. It's literally like they're communicating with you in a pretty clever way. Nick says he makes mistakes all the time. I learn with them and try to do better. What matters is exactly, Nick. And I know, and you're always very appreciative. You know, I have a lot of love for the Elementor moderators, okay, and they deserve to get a lot of love back from people that participate in the Elementor forums, because a lot of them are doing this for free. They are normal people. They're not employed by Elementor. They help out a lot on GitHubs and stuff like that, answering questions, looking into problems. And I've gotten a lot of support from the Elementor moderators as well, and people who acknowledge not just what I do, but what other people do. And, you know, it means a lot, because there's a lot of communities out there where where we don't have proper moderators, or it's very one-sided, or there's bias, or favoritism as well. But I mean, look, I get told off sometimes in the Elementor. I've been suspended. Sometimes I've done something and I've said the wrong thing, or I posted something I shouldn't have posted. And you know what? You take it on the chin, because they're just doing their job. They're just doing their job. And I get it. I totally get it. So if anyone has not watched a web accessibility video, you need to hear this, okay? I don't know if the microphone will pick it up, so we're going to try, okay? I saw the sound bar jump up then, so you would have heard that like proper, like, you would have felt that. If anyone didn't feel that, I'm sorry, but You know, that is ice cold, right? That is ice cold. That is good. I don't know where to put it, so I don't want to drop it on my keyboard. That is so cold. It's kind of gone under my eyeballs, kind of thing. So if you've not watched the web accessibility video, please do go watch it. Some people have expressed their dissatisfaction with the fact that you probably noticed, I would say, in the last month or so that how do I explain this? Okay, so normally I might do 3 or 4 videos a week. The odd video is a code snippet, but the bulk of them were WordPress, Elementor, right? Now my videos are a bit like 50% WordPress, Elementor code snippets and stuff. And 50% are what I call talking videos. So it might be about productivity, your business, talking to clients, scope creep, investigating problems, talking about AI. What do I think of AI? Web accessibility. You could even that falls into a talky video. How do you feel about that? I mean, does it bother you that I've been mixing things up? And that's not because I don't have a lot to say about Elementor. Right now, I have got videos scheduled. They're already uploaded and scheduled into YouTube until I've got to open up my Notion, because I always update my Notion whenever I have a new date. Where's my Notion? Where is it? There it is. I have videos when I say scheduled, they're already uploaded with the cover art, with the description, with the tags, the title, all of that until the 22nd of September, right? So 22nd of September is, I'm including this week. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're going into the 12th week. At the start of the 12th week, I've already got videos uploaded and scheduled, right? 50% of them will be elemental stuff like that, okay? There's so much to do and cover off. There's always a new idea. I want to release all of them today, but I can't because you'd get annoyed with me, so I released them over time. But then I got 50%, which are what I call talking videos. Are you okay with the talking videos? Do you mind? I mean, I've got one I recorded today, which is, I don't want to give it away. It's to do with selling websites, not e-commerce, but selling websites. And I get you to think differently. I've got one about, clients. I've got one about boundaries. I was making notes just before I went live in how I want to do a video about when did I start this channel, right? I was 42 years old when I started this Web Squadron channel. And I want to talk about a little bit about the journey and about how I know other people have wanted to start a channel and what you need to think about. And I want to do one of those videos. And technically, it's not a WordPress video because I'm not working on a website during those videos. But I like to think that people will appreciate the fact that not every video will be click here, click there, do this, copy this, and all of that. There will be some videos which are experience videos, learning videos, knowledge videos, mindset shifting videos, stuff like that. Hey, Debbie, how you doing? Hey, I love the Pepsi, right, Debbie? You know that. The web accessibility video is changing the future for the people who matter, all our customers and visitors. Thank you. Hey, look, if it helps you out, if it makes a difference, that's all that matters, Debbie. That's all that matters. Chris Lava, I would love to see those videos. I want to start my own side hustle of freelancing on the right foot. Well, I'm planning to record that one tomorrow, and if I get it all done and dusted, I may release that video on Monday. Yeah, I may release that video on Monday. It's just that I feel like I think sometimes some people make out it's dead easy to start a YouTube channel, and I would agree to an extent, but I also feel like I want to kind of get people to appreciate that there is no overnight success. You're not going to get 1,000 subs really quickly. You may already have some. It takes time, it takes effort, but most of all, you have to keep it real. You have to bring out your knowledge into the videos. Even when you're explaining how to build a header or how to build a page, it's your knowledge and experience. What you don't want to be doing is just reading off a script. Now, if you create the script, that's okay. But what I mean is, don't go to ChatGPT, tell it to write you a script, and all you do is relay it, because people can see through that, and eventually you'll detect where they're just reading. Did they actually live that, experience it, go through the pressure, the sweat, the blood, and all of that? So I am going to talk a bit more about how any of you can start a YouTube channel right now, today, tomorrow. Any of you can do that. Just got to believe in yourself. But I want to talk a bit more about that and my journey and how I started, and the fact that I retired from my day job that I never thought I would. I thought I'd still be working in the NHS until I was 65, 70 years old. I never dreamt that I would be leaving the NHS this early on in my life, you know? And even now, sometimes I think, wow, I still, even now, I feel like I surprised myself that I did that. Thanks, Real Studios. No bother and mixed content. Your tips are gold. You still use my $1 packs. Hey, the $1 packs are now $2. I doubled the price up. They're now $2. Mohammed, sir, roadmap. Give me for WordPress. Okay, so you want a roadmap. For what? A roadmap for what? I mean, if you go to learn.websquadron.co.uk, I've got, if you go down the page, you'll see a button that shows you all the WordPress settings. I got code snippets. There's about 22 code snippets. I've got the elemental settings. I even show you in a separate pack. These are all for free, by the way, of what plugins I use. I've got the Elementor website course on how to build a full-blown website. I've got the CSS course. So when you say, sir, roadmap, give me for WordPress power. What do you mean? What do you mean? A roadmap for what? For what? Shouldn't the question be, or isn't the answer, your client will give you the roadmap. Your client will give you the brief. You now problem solve on how to deliver it. The designer will give you the wireframe, the roadmap. You will now problem solve on how to build it. So the roadmap is determined by where are you now and where do you start and where do you need to get to? What is the end goal? What is the conclusion? What is the end game? Mia, how are you? How's your website doing, by the way? And how's all the animals? How's everyone? How's Lena? It was Lena, wasn't it? It was Lena, wasn't it, Mia? Have I got that wrong? So, you know, But like I said earlier, okay, further up, further up, further up. I could even say Mohammed Junaid Arshad, right? It is, yes, her name is Lena. See, I got it right. Back to Mohammed Junaid Arshad, roadmap for WordPress. Again, these kind of questions you could ask ChatGPT AI. We are now living in a world, okay, where before I got this camera, I spent a day or two back and forth with ChatGPT researching what could I get? Here's my budget. Here's what I want to get out of it. Here's what it must handle. How will I enable that? Oh, I'm going to need the Elgato Cam Link 4K. Right, what other wires would I need? What about the lens? Do I need to think about this? Why? What does that lens do? What does this lens do? What's the benefit? What about the aperture, exposure, the ISO? All of these little things. I was doing ChatGPT. Once I got the camera, I set it up, did the settings based on what I learned from other YouTube videos, and it didn't look right. It looked too sharp. Like the light was just... So I took a screenshot, uploaded it to ChatGPT, told it what I had done, and said, what am I doing wrong? ChatGPT said, lower that, increase that, get some diffuser panels for your lights, drop that, slightly increase that, and you can now see the effect we're getting. You can see what we're getting. That was all ChatGPT. Good to hear that your family's fine, Mia. That's all ChatGPT, right? I'll tell you now today what at some point I was asking it about. I got this SSD, right? This is a 2 terabyte, but this is the new Thunderbolt USB 4 version. So this can handle transfer read and write speeds of close to 4 what is it? 4 gigabyte? Is it 4 gigabyte? No, 4 megabytes. Not 4 gigabyte. 4,000. Is it? No, hold on. I can't remember. No, 4,000 megabytes. Yeah, it is 4 gigabyte. Yeah, it is. It's 4 gigabytes per second. What am I doing? I'm literally doubting myself. You know, so and I researched 4,000 megabytes. That's it. 4,000 megabytes. Yeah, 4 gigabytes. I'm literally, you know, when you start to doubt yourself, you go. So I was researching what to get, and I was like, I was considering the T9, the T7 or the T9 Samsung, and then ChatGPT clarified, there's a reason this was better, and it was to do with the read-write speed and all of that. And this is because of the camera now. The camera allows me to record in 4K, 422 ProRes, 10-bit. Now, when I edit and export, right, a 10-minute video, when it's edited, will be close to 65 gigabytes. My Mac Mini M2 Pro is 512 gigabytes. I have spare on here just about 280 gigabytes, 300 I think it is, close to 300 gigabytes spare space on this Mac Mini M2 Pro. If I start to do lots of videos, because I was doing them at 422 10-bit ProRes, that was starting to fill up. This is 2 terabyte now. So this will now allow me to do quite a lot in one go. Obviously, once they're uploaded, I delete them off here. I'm not going to keep them on here. But again, ChatGPT. And then I started talking to it about the different drive formats on it. ChatGPT. How can I simulate S-Log, A-Log on the camera? ChatGPT. How could I do, cheers Carapos, how could I do what I'm just showing you right now? So on screen, see that, where this is all being done via OBS. So how can I get the YouTube comment to show on here when I want. ChatGPT gave me 4 solutions. I said, I want a free solution. Right, use this Chrome extension. How do I use it? Tell me step by step, as if I am 10 years old, how I would do it. And it told me step by step. So it told me where to go, what to do, and get it on. Step by step. So when I see questions, right, of, well, how do I do this and how do I do that? And I want a roadmap for WordPress. So I want an appointment booking plugin, or I got this error message. How do I sort it out? Or I got not a 501. I got a server error 500. Just go to ChatGPT and ask it. You can even upload your page source. You can upload a HTML. You can upload whatever you want. Do that, and 9 times out of 10, you will get your answer. And if you don't understand it, say, can you explain that again, as if I'm 10 years old? Step by step. Tell it you want it step by step. Tell it I want no ambiguity. Tell it to me like we're having a conversation, like I'm a 10-year-old. Step by step. Don't assume I know anything you're talking about, so that I can follow it to the T. And boom, you will get it. And you will be happy. I didn't have to format it. Now then, because I'm only going to be using I'm not using this for Time Machine Real Studio. So if I was going to be doing Time Machine, then I would have to do APFS, absolutely. But all I'm doing is exporting big videos onto here so I don't run out of space on my thing image. And then I upload them. And once they're uploaded, I delete it off here. So I'm not overly worried about, yeah, you get me, Real Studio. Because that's a question I did ask ChatGPT. Would I have to do that? Would I have to format it to APFS? And it basically said, if you're planning to use it like a time machine or as a backup for your Mac Mini, then yes. But nearly all of my really important files are saved in my OneDrive folder. So even if this packed up, I'd have stuff on the OneDrive and stuff like that. No problems, Mohammed, but that's what you need to do, mate. Go to ChatGPT. Go to ChatGPT. Debbie says she likes the mix of different videos. I'm amazed at the amount of information you put out. Do you know something? I could probably do a video a day. And I have noticed, I'm not talking about anyone you will probably know. So I'm not talking about Reno, Ferdy, Paul, Jeffrey, anyone like that, right? Okay. I'm talking about non-WordPress people. I've noticed some people putting out videos nearly every day. And part of me is a bit like, I could do that. There's so much I want to say and do. But I don't know if all of you are going to be ready for me to do talking videos every day. I think you'd get fed up with me if it was every day, right? So I try to limit it to 3 videos a week at the moment. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. There is a chance there might be a video on Tuesday or Friday. There is a chance. Usually that might be because there's been like a major WordPress thing, maybe. Or Elementor have released a new beta version or another version of their plugin. And I like to, if I can, I like to get those videos done and dusted and out the door. I like to be the first one to get it done. I'm not trying to be a perfectionist or be the first one out the door, but there's a bit of a thrill with getting that done. But sometimes I do feel a bit like, I've got lots to say. You know, I've got lots to say. Debbie says, I think you make a great point about saying to ChatGPT to explain as if you are 10. I think it works to ask. Yeah, it does. I always say, right, that when you're asking a question, you can be as stupid as you want. Because the difference is that it's not like when you're at school or college or university, or if you're in an office, right? You're in a meeting and then someone says, we need to get the SSAFQ done. And everyone's nodding their head and you're going, what are they talking about? What? And you're afraid to say, what is the SSAFQ? You're afraid to say, you just nod your head and you write it down. But you're scared to ask even any of your workers or colleagues, even when you're back at your desk, because you feel stupid. And what you do now here with ChatGPT is, it's okay to be stupid. At the end of the day, we're all stupid. We don't know everything. And quite frankly, until we know everything, we are stupid. It's okay. So it's okay to ask a stupid, daft question and be prepared to educate and learn from the answers you get, right? Be prepared to learn. You don't have... Yep, absolutely right, Mia. For a minute there, I thought you might have said I had muted myself. I was worried then if I'd turned the mic off and I have to repeat everything I've just said. I keep wondering if this microphone is dipping as I talk. Is it dipping? No, it's not. It's just my imagination. I keep feeling like it's dipping. So I've been live now on this late night Friday chat for 1 hour, 6 minutes. I'm gonna go and check what my son and everyone's up to. And I have, since I went live, had 19 emails. And 2 of them are requests for websites. I have to say though, right, is whenever I get a request to help someone on a website, I normally get a list of things they would like. And all I do is go back to them and go, I think this is roughly going to cost X. Are you okay with that? If you are, let's talk further. And a lot of them don't come back. And I don't care. I really don't care. I don't like to study emails, get hyped up about working with someone, and then find out they can't afford it or their budget isn't stretched that far. I'd rather find out straight away. Roughly, this is the ballpark. If they're okay with it, we go further. Because you know what? I don't care to spend or waste time investing my energy into something that's going to fall flat, right? Because sometimes people, they have no intention of working with you, but they want you to be telling them, well, this is what we'll do, and these are the plugins we'll look at, and have you thought about X, Y, Z? Because they just run off with it, and I've learned a lot from that. Cheers, Mia. I'm glad you like the night. Glad you like the microphone. It's the same one I've been using for ages. The camera is the Sony ZV-E10 Mark II. Now, you could get the ZV-E10 Mark I, but the Mark II has a slightly better way of some of the switches and dials and feeding through to the computer. And I always feel like if I can get a better version, I'll always get the better version. All right, everyone, I'm going to jump off now. Obviously got these emails and stuff I need to respond to. It's been good to have you here. I may be live tomorrow. Maybe not. I'll see how I feel, to be honest, and how things go. Like I said, if you've not watched a web accessibility video, please do go and watch it. Please like it. And most of all, please do comment. The most powerful thing you can do for any YouTube video, not just mine, but others as well, and I mean any YouTube video you watch, the most powerful thing you can do is leave a comment. When you leave a comment, YouTube classes that as engagement. And if people are engaging, they love that. Okay, they really, really love that. And that they will then, they're more likely to share that video with other people who aren't either watching or subscribe to the channel. All right, everyone, I'm going to jump off now. Take care. See you all soon. Stay safe. Bye. I'm going to go finish off my Pepsi Max as well. Can't wait to finish it.